Hey everyone, Julian here. Today I'm going to be showing you 5 of the best free VSTs on the internet right now, according to me. So the first thing I want to show you is this one. It's called Pekeneg. I'm not sure exactly how to pronounce it, but this tremolo. And what it is, it's a tremolo effect. So it's essentially, think of it as like an LFO on the volume. What it does is basically you set the shape using this and like these knobs, and then you set how fast you want it to be. And it just makes the volume go up and down. Similar to LFO tool if you're familiar with that, or like I said, it's just the same as putting an LFO on the volume. Now what makes this one better than others, because there's a million of these out there, is a few things. So the first thing is it's very editable. Like there's a lot of freedom to play around with these knobs and really make the kind of sound that you want, which I don't find a lot with a lot of different things like this. Really the only thing that I found that's like comparable to this with as far as editability goes is like LFO tool, and that's not free. So this is definitely the next best thing. So yeah, you set the shape and then you can set the rate. And what makes this one special, I know a lot of them have this, but not a lot of free ones have this, is you can sync it to your host, like to the BPM of your DAW. So like right now I have it set on that, and I think it's set on 1/8 notes. So if I turn on the metronome, it's going to be in time. Whereas if I turn that off, it's hard to get it in time. So that's very useful. And it also restarts every time. Meaning when, like similar to if you're familiar with Serum, when you have it on trigger mode on the LFO, how it starts over every time you play a new note, this does that as well. And that's very useful because, again, a lot of tremolos also don't have that. And just overall, I think it's a very good plugin to have because this kind of sound with like a lot of volume shaping is very popular right now. So it's cool to have a free way to do that. You could definitely get a lot of use out of this. So the next one I want to show you is called Dext. Now, what Dext is it's an FM synth, excuse me, and it's made to be kind of similar to like the DX7 like Yamaha kind of keyboards. And it's very good for a free VST. That's just like the default preset. You can play around with it. So I mean, I can keep going through these all day, but this is a very, very powerful synth. Actually, as well, Fortet has used this. I think he used it in like the whole meme, this is what I use to make and record and mix the album, that whole thing. One of those things that he said he used was this synth, and I can totally see why. It's a very, very powerful synth. And I'm really surprised it's free, to be honest with you. But this one's very good. It's a little bit hard to make patches on. I mean, as you can kind of see, it's just kind of a lot going on. But there's a lot of preset banks, I will say, for it, I found. And also, I mean, the default presets really aren't too bad. You know, you could get a lot of use out of them for just like some basic sounds. So yeah, Dext is a very good synth. I would definitely recommend checking out. Next one I want to show you is another effect, and it's called Live Cut. And I'm going to show you what it does. Essentially, this is what it looks like. And what it does is it basically like chops things up live and does random glitches using audio. So if I grab a jungle break, it's kind of like best used to kind of recreate the sort of like choppy jungle drum and bass break kind of sound. So like, okay, let's grab this one for example. So if I play this without the live cut, and then if I turn on live cut, you'll see. So it's basically just going to keep doing that forever, randomly. And it's really, really useful if you're trying to make like that kind of like jungle type of sound, or even you could use this on a lot of other stuff too. Like you could do this on like vocal chops. You could put this on like synth lines and maybe like chop them up. You know, there's a lot that could be done with it. It's a very cool tool. And there's a few different settings as well. And the other thing I like about it is that it's very edited. It's a lot of like, it's similar to what I was saying with the tremolo, where there's a lot of power to change it. It's not just like one sound. You can see there's all these different settings on here that you can do. Like you can put on a comb filter. If you really want that old school sound, you can do like a bit crusher. So you can see it's definitely like very workable, and it's just a really good effect to use. So I would definitely recommend it. So the next thing I want to show you is a synth that you may have already heard of because it's very popular, called Tyrell M6. Now Tyrell M6 is made by Yuhi, as everybody probably knows, a very famous synth company that made things like Diva and a few other synths. Well, this is their free synth basically that they did. Like I said, it's called Tyrell M6, and it's a very, very good sounding synth. It's very powerful. There's a lot going on here that you could really utilize. It's got some very nice sounding filters, or a nice sounding filter, but still. I mean, it's really just sort of everything you need in one. And yeah, it's very powerful. There's also a lot of really good presets in here. And it's very popular. If you haven't already heard of it, or if you have, you already probably know. There's a lot of users. There's a lot of people using this synth, and so there's a lot of preset banks online and a lot of like different places to get presets for this. So you can really just keep using it that way if you wanted to. But it's just a really powerful synth, I think. It's very nice, and definitely what I would recommend for somebody as like a first synth. This would get you very far. Now, I just really have one more I want to show you. It's called Helm, and it looks like this. And what Helm is... Oh, rhyming later. Okay, oops. What Helm is it's this pretty powerful synth. It looks like this, and it just sounds... I like it because it just sounds very good. Similar to Tyrell, it's just kind of like a very good, powerful free synth, you know? Like, a lot of times... I feel like free synths, I mean, they can be good, but a lot of times they just kind of always have that, like, free synth sound, you know? But this thing and Tyrell as well just have a very strong, like, just high quality kind of sound that really is very powerful and is very usable. So I would definitely recommend checking this out if you're looking for a free synth to work with. And actually, it may be a little bit better than Tyrell, because Tyrell does not have any onboard effects, but this does. It's got distortion and delay and reverb, so just a little bit more powerful. It also has this cool formant filter. I'm not going to get into that too much. But yeah, it's a very powerful synth. So that's going to be it for today, guys. I just wanted to show you a few of my favorite free VSTs that are out there right now. Let me know what you think of this video. All the links for these are in the description, so you can check them out yourself. And yeah, make sure to like this video. Let me know what you think in the comments. Subscribe. And I'll see you guys again tomorrow for another video.